Welcome back to the OK Not OK podcast. I am the SportsZu, and well, after doing 3 weeks of grades and no PLE this weekend, I guess I don't have anything specific to talk about, so we're going to do something a little bit different, and we'll call it the Notebook Dump, where we just give a couple sentences of my opinion on how all of the storylines are going on both SmackDown and Raw right now, and so we'll give them a grade of either being okay or not okay, since we have to keep going with this terribly named podcast and using that. But nonetheless, I digress. Let's get to it. Let's start with the SmackDown storylines. And of course, you have to start with Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, The Bloodline, and Kevin Owens all intermingled. And I have to say that Kevin Owens is already the best part of this whole thing, and just what it will take to get him to finally turn on Cody Rhodes. But I guess we do have a match at Bad Blood first. I'm not that excited about it. I wish they just didn't put these two guys together, but I think what we're doing is getting them together now so they can go apart in their separate directions, and I know how to do it. There's a trade we talked about with that Bloodline transfusion going to Netflix on Raw, so let's start making that happen. Let's make this a one-time event. Pull them together, then pull them right back apart. Reigns goes after that Ula Fala yet again, and Rhodes can get back to business with Kevin Owens turning on him, and I think I'm pretty intrigued by that, so we'll give that an okay. Next, we've got the United States title scene with LA Knight, now intermingled with Carmelo Hayes and Andrade, and the best thing to say is Andrade is just on fire right now. This man is amazing. He just is the best wrestler we have in all of the WWE. And for Carmelo Hayes' credit, he's not so hot on his offense the way it looks, but he really knows how to take a bump right now, and it's making Andrade look even more incredible. So this best of 5 series, now going to match 6 and obviously going to match 7, is just an incredible way to do this. We haven't seen this for several years now. The last I remember is Sheamus against Cesaro. So this is cool. I really like where we're headed. I guess the only bad part is we know that Andrade has to lose to Hayes in the next one, and then I guess the 7th match will be up for grabs. Probably Hayes will win that, so that'll give him another US title shot. I just wish that this best of 7 could get one match on a PLE. So I guess I'm betting on Hayes versus Knight at Crown Jewel at the next PLE for his reward for winning this best of 7. So he's obviously going to win the last 2. But nonetheless, this definitely gets an okay. Next, we have the SmackDown Tag Team division for the men. Obviously, the Bloodline are holding those things ransom, and I don't think we're going to see a tag title match anytime soon. So I feel badly for DIY, and I feel badly for the Street Profits. So unfortunately for them, they're just side players here to help run it and save Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes every once in a while. So not okay. Similarly, A-Town Down Under, man, how long do we have to have this thing play out? These guys don't deserve to have this happen for months and months. Let's just pull the trigger on this thing already. I don't want to see Austin Theory turn face. I don't think that'll be interesting, but my goodness, just get it over with. Let's make it happen. Maybe you guys can pull something good out of it. Not okay. Next, Giovanni Vinci. Ugh, man, this guy's dead on arrival, right? I can't believe he got this much hype all those weeks leading into the match, but hey, Apollo Crews got a couple wins out of it. Nonetheless, Vinci, not okay. Speaking of Crews, we'll talk about him and Baron Corbin quickly. I guess that was good to see Crews finally get a win. I hope those two together can do something with getting a couple tag team matches and wins, and I guess I want to see Baron Corbin pick up a win on the singles matches against Vinci as well, based on the streak that he currently has going, and I hope you saw that on the Docs video yesterday. Nonetheless, for now, not okay. Alright, on the women's side, we of course have Nia and Tiffy. Ah, man, amazing stuff. I hope this thing just drags on forever. All these teases. I want to see all these fake cash-ins. I want to see all these times with Tiffy trying to turn on Nia, but then keep coming back to her because Nia just has her under her iron fist a little bit too much. This is great. And let's also get Pretty Deadly the musical. Come on now. At least 5 minutes or so. That would be fun. Maybe 10 minutes. We can do a whole segment on that. 10-minute show, Pretty Deadly the musical. Make it happen. And of course, Tiffy wins this thing after Royal Rumble, so we get a triple threat at WrestleMania. Okay, for sure. And I guess similarly with them, we've got Bayley and Naomi. This is interesting and more interesting than I thought. I guess they can become enemies really quickly now. I like the tease they gave me on my prediction with Naomi switching over to Raw, but that is just step one. That's just appetizing, putting a little bit on the palate here to make it happen. So let's get her as the player to be named later. I like it. Okay. Up next, Chelsea and Michin. Well, these two always have been doing great work throughout their time in totally different ways. Just kind of funny that we're ending with a dumpster match. I hope that doesn't put them both in the dumpster after this match is over, but for now, they both definitely get an okay. And lastly, Jade and Bianca. Well, there's no one else on the SmackDown side that's even trying to have a tag match, so I guess we'll see those two on Raw for the foreseeable future, but on the SmackDown side, this gets a not okay. Now let's switch on over to Raw. So CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, I guess I have to admit, I finally feel like I'm over this after all of this time. It's been amazing, but it just kind of lost steam after that last attack by McIntyre, didn't it? Nonetheless, I guess it was smart keeping them apart these last couple weeks because seriously, there's nothing else we can do here. So let's just mercifully get to this final match. I'm sure it'll be incredible. But I'm over it, we're ready to see it, move on, but of course, they still definitely get a big okay. Then we have the Judgment Day versus the Terror Twins. Wow, I think they've blown through this a lot more quickly than I expected. I thought we could see this all the way up until War Games with a match between these two groups. Of course, the Terror Twins would have to recruit a couple people, but I'm sure that would have been fine. Nonetheless, this seems like the end. This is already it. Of course, Priest is gonna beat Balor and Rhea's gonna beat Liv and everyone's just gonna be happy on the good guy side, right? That's just how it has to be because they've won at every step in an actual match. I'm reluctant, but it lost too much steam here for me. I'm giving it a not okay. Up next, we've got Gunther against Sami Zayn coming up. Certainly an interesting route they've taken, a different one, with Gunther just saying no over and over again. Kind of a strange thing you would do to a very new champion to kind of make him look weak. I know Sami's the one guy that's got his number, but it's just not the right route. Not okay. Next, we've got the total opposite of that. Big Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman just killing each other on a weekly basis, totally destroying everything in the arena. Gotta love it. More entertaining than anything. I'm laughing like a wild man on the couch. I just wish this would continue. Funny how Punk and McIntyre goes all the way from the Royal Rumble until now, where Adam Pearce finally puts his foot down and says this has to end after like 1 month. So that makes a whole lot of sense. But we know Pearce, it doesn't always make sense for that poor guy. So nonetheless, humongous okay for this one. Up next, we have The Miz and Karrion Kross. I like how Kross is going about this. This seems like too easy of a target for him though, right? It was a little harder with the New Day, but he's still gonna get the job done there, obviously. So I guess Kross has found his lane and it's working for him. I just think maybe he should try to focus on winning a couple matches in the meantime, but it's going well. And the Miz face run was nice, but I guess we have to revert back to form, so this still gets an okay for now. Up next, we have the New Day, and them breaking up is just painful to watch. They're doing it well. These two guys are great at what they do, but it's been a decade, guys. It just hurts to see this happen. I don't want to see this happen. I don't know what to give this because they're doing a good job, but it just hurts the heart too much. I have to give it a not okay. All right, next we've got Sheamus and Pete Dunne. Banger after banger, now with a cricket bat. Lots of shenanigans going on. These two guys can just keep fighting for a while. It's a lot of fun. They're getting an okay. That takes us to the Wyatt Six. There's nothing that hurts more than seeing this. So WWE obviously went away from the supernatural route that you might expect when you have someone with Bray Wyatt going on. But no, they just instead made them righteous vigilantes who are actually real people who have real feelings. I don't like that route. I like the supernatural route. But since they went this way, do we really have to keep going back to the videos and the QR codes? I think real people would just find their next target and go at them. But no, we have to play these games for weeks. I guess they don't want to overexpose them and have people get tired of them. So it makes some logical sense. But I don't like it. Let's get Alexa back on the team too. So I have to give this a not okay. And on the flip side of that, of course, American made, they go right into matches and they win. And come on, there's no punishment for them losing to the Wyatt Six. Don't like that either. Not okay. So let's go to the women's side. Damage Control, they're obviously doing a great job. I did not like them losing to the Unholy Union the first time to give Fire and Dawn another shot at the titles, but I guess they got their win back. It's fixed. We're obviously heading towards them and Jade and Bianca, which will be amazing. But for me, that still just seems like the timing is too off. We need more time with Jade and Bianca with these titles. So are they just going to have Damage Control lose? That would also be sad. They're the ones who deserve to win the next most. So I don't know what to say about this, but just seeing these four people together in a ring is just going to be a lot of fun. So for now, I'm giving it an okay. But that takes us to the rest of the women's division, and I don't know what we're doing here. Is it just going to be the Pure Fusion Collective against whatever random babyface women we want to face on a given week? That seems like all we've got. There's no direction here at all. It's absolutely a total cluster. And so I don't know what you want to do with this. Until we see some clarity, there's nothing to say here except way not okay. So I think that's everything we've got. That's all the storylines, just a couple sentences or a paragraph on each. I hope this makes sense, but that's what I'm feeling right now, and I hope we pick up the pace going into Survivor Series. But of course, we've got to get through Crown Jewel first, and I'm sure Bad Blood will be great as a way to end a couple of these big feuds. Until next time, I'll be back for betting Bad Blood next week, but until then, let's enjoy SmackDown and Raw. And I'm the SportsZu, and this has been the OK, Not OK podcast.